Good morning, boys and girls. Let's continue with our math lessons. We have been learning we have been learning multiplications for 1 month, the times tables. We are going to continue the challenge. But yesterday we started your first math paper with multiplications, and today is your second day. So let's see, what are you going to do today? We are going to review the place value discs. Do you remember we have used this a lot? Remember, these are called ones because they are made of 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Each disc is 1. Like imagine if it's money, like 1 peso. Now these discs are made of tens. That means that inside we have a group of 10. Okay, imagine it like money, it is like 10 pesos. But not because we say 10 pesos, it means we're talking about 10 coins. It's only one coin that equals 10 pesos. Imagine it is a cup that inside has 10 candies, okay? But it's one cup. Okay, so this is 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And then remember, when we have 10 of these, we make one of these, okay? Because remember, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So 10 of 10 equals 1 of 100, okay? 1 of 100. So I know most of you already know your times tables until the 5. So very easily, I am sure you can answer 5 times 3, right? So think, how much is 5 times 3? Okay, let's see if your answer was good. Remember, you can use your fingers the same way we do that 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, but you do it with 5 without singing. 5, 10, 15, okay? But let's look at the discs. We have 5 in the first line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we repeat the 5 3 times. So this is 1 time the 5, 2 times the 5, 3 times the 5. Remember, this is a fast review of why we say 5 times 3. Because we have 5 3 times. 5 times 3. Okay, and remember, it's a repeated addition. 5 plus 5 plus 5. Or 5, 10, 15. So let's write it. 5 times 3 is 15. Now here comes the important part. In this next one, let's count how many discs are at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we have 5. Okay, and how many times we repeat it? 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So it's exactly like this one. We have 5 and 5 at the top. And we repeat it in the 2 lines. Let me try it like here. 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. Okay, so actually we have the same thing. We have 5 here times 3. That means we repeat the 5 3 times, okay? But what do you see different? What do you see different from this 5 times 3 to this 5 times 3? Excellent. The ones that said that these are of 10, a big pat on your back. The difference is that these blue discs are of ones, and these purple discs are of 10. So when you do a multiplication like this, because this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? That's why here we put 50, and we repeat the 50 3 times. So 50 times 3 is this. We have 50, other 50, let me erase this so you can see what I am talking about. So we have 50, other 50, other 50. That means 50 plus 50 plus 50, okay? Now, when you do this, remember this is exactly the same as this if we don't look at the 10. So in your head, look what you're going to do. We are going to ignore the 0. We are just going to think, I cannot, no, my program got closed. I will not start the video again because it will take a long time to repeat all this. So let me just open it again. Ignore. And here I remember I have my last project. There it is. There it is. Okay, let's go back to what I was saying. So don't get scared because you say 50 times 3. When you do these kinds of multiplications where you see zeros, you kind of ignore the 0. So you end up doing the same as here, 5 times 3. Here it's going to be 5 times 3. Okay? So again, how much is 5 times 3? You just did it here. Excellent. It's 5 times 3 is 15. Okay? But we are not finished because remember that, yes, we have 5 and we repeat it 3 times. So we know we do have 15 circles. Let's read. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So do you see that, yes, we have 15 circles, but they are of 10. So we cannot say that it's only 15, because if we add them, this is 10, 20, only with 2 circles, I already have 20. So is it correct to just put 15? No, right? So what we do is that, remember we ignored the 0 at the beginning? Well, this 0, you have to add it to your answer. Because we have 15, yes, but they are 15 of 10, 15 tens. Let me write it actually here so you see. In this one, I cannot write. We have 15 tens. That's the difference, okay? We have the same 15 tens, but that's why we have to put the 0. Here we have 15 ones, okay? 5 times 3 is 15, and they are of ones. 5 times 3 is 15, but they are of tens. So because they are of tens, we need to put 0, the hero of the 10. All the tens have 1 0. That's why we just put 1 0. Okay, because it's 50, it has 1 0, so we put 1 0. Okay, now let's do the last one. How many do we have at the top? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we have 5, like here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in all of them, we have 5, but here they are ones. Here we have 5, but they are of tens. And here we have 5, but they are of hundreds, exactly. They are of hundreds. Very good. So it is like the one we did before. What do you do in these ones? We are going to ignore the zeros. So we end up with the same super easy multiplication from here that you already know. 5 times 3. How much is 5 times 3? 5, 10, excellent, 15. So again, we put 15. So we have 15, but now they are of hundreds, 15 hundreds. Okay? So in all of them we had 15, but of ones, 15, but they are tens, and 15 hundreds. Okay? Now, it's the same way I explain here. Can we just leave the 15? Only because I tell you to ignore the 0. It means we just put 5 times 3 and 15? What do you think? Look, if I count here 100, just with 1, remember multiplying means adding all this. So just 100 plus other 100 is 200. How can our answer be only 15? So that's not good, right? What we have to do, remember, the zeros that we ignore to multiply, yes, we have to put them in the answer because they are 1500. So we already have 15. Now let's put the zeros of the 100. Understand? So here, no zeros because they are ones. We just put 15. Here is 5 times 3, 15, but they are tens. So we put the 0 of the 10. Here they are hundreds. 5 times 3, 15, but we put the zeros of the hundreds. And hundreds have 2 zeros. That's why we put 2 zeros in the answer. But don't just memorize it because Miss Moni told you, well, I ignored the zeros, so I put the zeros in the answer. Yes, but also you have to explain why we put these zeros. Remember one day that directors can visit you, the ISP visitors that remember they are from a special schools club and they want to see you are really learning. So when they ask you, but why you just say 5 times 3? You have to explain why. You don't just say, because the teacher told me. No. You have to explain that because we have 5 and we repeat it 3 times. That's why it's 5 times 3. 5 times the 3, okay? Or 3 times the 5. That's what we're going to do later. But then they will ask you, so why you don't put 15 only? Then you have to explain, oh, we don't put 15 because yes, we have 15 circles, 15 discs, but each disc has 100. So we need to put the 2 zeros of the hundreds. Understand? Okay, now the last thing I want to explain here is that this 5 times 3, it is like additions. You can also do it vertical. So sometimes in your books, you will see them like this. Sometimes you will see them like this, but it's the same thing, okay? So let's just review. 5 times 3, it's normal times tables like you know. So it's going to be 5, 10, no, 5, 10, 15, okay? And you put it down like in an addition, okay? These are the ones and these are the tens. So the 1 has to be in the side of the tens, like in an addition or subtraction. Now here, the same thing. Remember the picture is the same. We have 5, and we repeat it 3 times. So it's 5 times 3, 15, but we put the 0 of the tens. The same thing that we had here. Then here, even we have 2 zeros. Remember, when you have zeros, only when you have zeros, ignore the zeros. So it's 5 times 3, again, 15, and you bring back the 2 zeros. Okay? Today, I will not tell you to pay a lot of attention to the place, but remember, it's super important that you put here 1 0, in the tens, the other 0, then the 5, and then the 1, even if it gets out of the lines, don't worry. So this was the first explanation. Let's go to the second example. Now let's do it faster. I will not explain everything about the discs again. Just super fast. Let's see how many are in each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, we have 5 on each line, and we repeat them in all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we are going to do, even the discs have a different number inside, what you always multiply is 5 times 4. Because we have 5, and we repeat it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so 5 times 4 in all of them. So here, how much is 5 times 4? Do it. 5, 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, so 5 times 4 is 20. Let's put it in the one that we do vertical also. 5 times 4 is 20. Like I told you, now we have a 0. Don't get scared because it's a 50. Ignore the 0. So when you ignore it, it's just 5 times 4. And we already know it's 20. Okay, but remember, now don't ignore the 0. It's 1 0 because they are tens. So let's put one more 0. Even you already have this 0, but that's the 0 of the 20. So you have 20 and the 0 of the hundreds. So 50 times 4 is 200. Okay? Let's do it in the one that we do vertical also. So the 2 goes outside. Not exactly outside, I mean in the hundreds, in the tens, and in the ones. That's 200, okay? Now here it's the same thing. Ignore the zeros. Don't get scared only because it's a big number. Ignore the zeros. So it's 5 times 4. 20, we already know. But now we take away the square. How many zeros did we ignore? 2. So even we already have a 0, but that's the 0 of the 20. That is not part of the 100. We still need to put 2 more zeros for the 100. So 1, 2. So 500 times 4 is 2,000. You see how you're learning to multiply super big numbers? So if it's 2,000, I'm going to put the 2 in the thousands, 0 hundreds, 0 tens, 0 ones. Okay? One more and then you go to your book. Oh, look at this one. How many? If you see, all of them again have the same number. We have 3, 3, 3, and they repeated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here we also have 3, and they repeated 7 times, 3, 7 times. That means 3 times 7 here, 3 times 7 here, 3 times 7 here. You ignore the zeros, okay? So let's do it. How much is 3 times 7? Everyone's put your hands. And let's say the 3 times 7 song. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Did you do it with me? Of course, I am not telling you the answers. I want to see if you can do it. One more time. Ready? Until the 7. This is the 7 finger. So we stop here. Ready? 3, 6, 9, 12. Excellent. 21. So 3 times 7 is 21. Okay? So now we know that here, like I have told you, we ignore the 0. How much is 3 times 7? 21. But we bring back the 0 from the 30, the 0 of the tens that we ignore. Okay? Understand? Now here the same thing. We ignore the 0, so it's 3 times 7, 21, the same thing. But now we take away the square. We stop ignoring the zeros. It was 2 zeros. So let's put the 2 zeros to our answer. That means that 300 times 7 is 2,100. And write that down, it's the same thing. 3 times 7, 21. 3 times 7, 21, plus the 0 of the 30. 3 times 7, 21, plus the 2 zeros of the 300. Okay, boys? Remember, you can watch this video many times as you need, okay? You can stop the video where you need, like first you can do it and stop on this one and then go and do your Google Slides. Then when you have one with 0, come back and see the video and then go and do your Google Slides. When you get to the one with 2 zeros, you can come back to the video, pause it, and then go and do your Google Slides. So here, no, it's not Google Slides, I forgot, it's Google Forms. So look, it's what we just learned. 9 times 5, don't get scared and tell me, Miss, but I don't know the 9 times tables. Remember, you can say 5 times 9. It's the same, you can do it backwards. Because remember here I have told you, it can be 3 times 7 that are here, or 7 times the 3. So the order is not important. Here you can say 5 times 5. Write your answer. Now it's 90 times 5. So ignore the 0. It's the same, 9 times 5. But in your answer, yes, you add the 0. Then it's 900 plus 5. Ignore the 2 zeros. So it's 9 times 5. Put your answer, but in your answer, you add the 2 zeros again. Here, now they put it in order, 5 times 9. The same thing, ignore the 0, so it's again 5 times 9. Ignore the 2 zeros, so it's again 5 times 9. But you bring back the zeros. Today, look, it's only 6 exercises. So I hope you do it super fast and super good. Do your best. Bye-bye, boys.